Hello traders, I hope you are all okay. Right, I'm gonna give you this setup, and this setup is gonna give you money for a very long time. All right, so it's gonna go in that direction for a very long time. This is a volatility setup, and so I want you to listen to me and listen to me very carefully. Okay, now this, I'm not gonna tell you where it's gonna go now, because if I do now, you're not gonna listen to everything else that I'll say next. You're just gonna say, oh yeah, he said it's gonna buy or sell, so I'm getting in. So I want you to listen first, and then you'll see why I'm saying it's gonna do whatever it's gonna say. Okay, now let's go to the D1 time frame. If you look at the D1 time frame, I remember very carefully in my channels, in one of my videos, I did explain this buy, and I did count levels with you guys and showed you how this market was going. All right, so now it's time then to try and analyze what exactly is going on. So I want to start counting levels from that point right there, and go all the way up to where price is. So we'll start here and go all the way up for us to be able to know what's going on. So for starters, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chuck in maybe a box right here to show that that is D1 level 1, and another box right here to show that this is D1 level 2, right? This is an expectation of the market, so we're gonna fix these boxes after we are sure from the lower time frames that exactly we are at the point where we claim to be. All right, so now if you then move to the downside, it then depends with what time frame you are in. For example, if you look at the 4-hour time frame like this, you might look at it and be like, oh yeah, this makes sense. You are probably maybe here at level 1, and here this was reversed by that move, so you're probably gonna say this is your level 2, and you might even say this is your level 3. All right, and then this is your peak formation, and that's your reset. So that means this then becomes probably your level 1, and this becomes your level 2, and you want to see a level 3. All right, so I'm just drawing these boxes because H1 is what will confirm for me where exactly I am. Okay, so this is my favorite pair, V101S and Step Index. I love them very much, and they always pay me every time when I trade them. So I'm sharing this knowledge so that you can understand exactly how to navigate through this. So I've marked my D1 boxes where I expected that this is how the levels have gone, and I've also marked my H4. Now what I want to see is for every H4 box I need to see 3 levels. All right, so you can see that for every D1 box there is 3 H4 levels, 3 H4 levels. So that means in the long term I might want to see another D1 box with also how many? With also 3 levels in it. I hope now this makes proper sense. Remember, 3 levels on H4 is 1 level on D1, 3 levels on H1 is 1 level on H4. Okay, so this is what I want to see in the future, but we're not there yet, so we're gonna deal with what we see now. All right, so now for me to then confirm what I am seeing, and by the way, I'm already in this buy, even though I still expect a pullback to the downside before we can then have that major buy. Now if I go to the H1, I've already told you what this pair is going to do, but I want you to keep on listening so that you can learn and understand why I say price is wherever it is. So we're going to start counting levels from here because we want to know what initiated this move, where we are, and where we expect to go. All right, so if you watched my V100 video, which I'm gonna put a link on the description, and also up here, it's gonna pop up in a second, you will then appreciate why the market was buying on this. And if you are to count levels, right, this is my neckline right here. This one right there is my neckline. So this is a big multi-days W. If I can draw it for you, that's a big W right there. So it means my first level is gonna be that one right there, all right, with a pullback. That's gonna be my first level, my level push up and a pullback. That's gonna be my level 1. All right, now after that, on this day and this day, the market closed in the same point. The next thing that we see is the market moving that direction. All right, so that was my second level. Now the market then reversed and came right where? Here, okay, where my level 1 was. So that means this has been cancelled. So I'm explaining this before I put the boxes. This has been cancelled, so it means my second level then becomes this one. And again, price reverses back down into the same point. All right, so that means this has also been cancelled. So what's my level 2? My level 2 is now that one. All right, so that is now my level 2. So let me try and wrap this so you can understand what I'm talking about. So my level 2 is now that one, okay, all the way up to there. That's my level 2 now, and a pullback. And then lastly, this push got reversed here, so that becomes my last push to the upside. All right, so now that you understand how my levels are, then I'm gonna draw them for you. So we said this is gonna be our level 1, all right, right there. And then we said this is gonna be our level 2 right there. And then we said this is gonna be our level 3 right there. Now, because I had already drawn my H4 box, so then I need to adjust it to get all the 3 levels in the same box. So now confirmed, this is all a 4-hour cycle. Now I expect a what? A reversal and a reset. All right, so the market did reverse, and then the market did reset, and the market did go up. So now in this box, we also want to find those 3 days, which is 1, 2, and lastly with a very small rise right there to signify my last day. So you need to have a very good eye in order for you to see these things. All right, so that means this all is my second level, okay, to the upside. And you can see that how they broke the high off the first level, closed above, pulled back to the high of the level, and then went up. So now I need to also see 3 levels again here. 1, all right, 2, and lastly 3. So what does this mean? This means I've got my 3 H4 levels. So you can see my 3 H4 levels are complete. Now that means I've got my D1 complete level. So this whole move to the upside right here was my D1 level. Then the market decided to form a big peak, because we completed one D1 level, and the market then came down for a reset. Now after that, we start again from the second leg. We want to get the same thing. All right, so first things first, I get my first push, I get my second push, and then I get my third push, right? So that becomes my first 4-hour level, right, on the second level of D1. Right, I hope you are seeing what I'm doing here. You can also mark it together with me if you want. Now I'm on the second part after a reset, because after 3 levels, reversal into a reset, right? Then we get 1, and then we get 2, and then lastly we get 3. Now that's my second 4-hour level on the second D1 level. So what I'm left with now is to see my third 4-hour level in the second D1 level. So now the market was actually here on the 50 EMA, all right, when I saw this, and then I went 1. So I'm just gonna move this to the side, maybe somewhere here for now. So I said 1, and then I said 2, because this is a pullback, all right, and then I said I expect one last push to the downside, which was this one right here. Okay, so I had 3 pushes to the downside. If the dealer had formed a first leg of a W here, I was going to expect the W on the 200 EMA, but in fact he closed below it, which made me anticipate that we're going to have the last third push. And even I was expecting that maybe probably the push would go lower to the 800 EMA. Then I realized if we go to the 800 EMA, that means we'll be going back to the low of the previous level. And if price decides to do that now, then that means that whole level has been cancelled. So we have to start the second level of H4 afresh. All right, let me zoom in a little bit to try and show you what I'm talking about. So I am saying the market has shown you a reset, first level, all right? The market has shown you second level, and then the market has pulled back. So we expect the market to go up. Now, if the market decides to then pull back to the 800 EMA, which is this low right here, right? It means this level has been cancelled. So whatever comes after this is gonna be our level 2 and then our level 3. I don't know if that makes sense. But in this case, because we did not reach that low, then it means this level is still valid. So we still have a peak, level 1, level 2, all right? And we are now anticipating level 3, okay? So this is how I then got to see the buy. Now, this buy is supposed to then go higher than this high right there, all right? So that means already we're gonna have our first rise today. I don't know how far this will go, but we're gonna have our first rise today, and we expect to see our second rise, and also lastly we expect to see our third rise within the third level of the 4-hour time frame. All right, within the third level of the 4-hour time frame. And if that happens, then it means we would have finished our 4-hour levels and now waiting to start the D1 levels. And the D1 levels, they will also give us a reset before that happens. So they will come back, give us a reset, probably the 200, before they can go further up. Now, this third level, the anticipation is that probably it will go as high as let's see what point we can think of right here. This is the point where the second level reached, maybe somewhere right there. This is where we might anticipate the second level of H4 to get to, which the third level of H4 to get to, which is the last level to confirm our D2. All right, so let me try and mark this for you so you guys can see. So this is D1 level. All right, D1, this is D2, and you expect D3. All right, now within that you've got H41, you've got H42, and then you've got H43. Within that you've got H41, H42, and you are currently on H43. All right, and the market has to buy until it gets to maybe that point right there for H43, which is H1, level 2, and level 3, because we've already seen level 1, so we want to see level 2 and level 3 of H1, which is H43, and which is D2. All right, now after all that has happened, then we expect to see a reset, and then the same thing continues again. I hope, guys, this makes sense. And please, if you're confused or you do not understand, or I've confused you, please write on the comment section, and then I will add onto this video by elaborating further what exactly I'm talking about, or even redo the whole thing again to try and help you guys understand why I'm anticipating a buy on this pair. All right, that is it, guys. Have a lovely evening.